How are we doing, everybody? We're going back to back. No, we are not drinking like it's St. Patty's Day tonight. We're going to keep it pretty G-rated. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to talk about X-rated, it is what this man does to a brisket. I'm telling you guys right now, it needs to have triple X rated and like only adults only for the magic that happens with the beef products and the rib products and the chicken products. What? Turkey, what? Sausage, what? So Doobie, man, I'm real excited about this one. You recovered from last night's St. Patty's Day party?
Yeah, man, I'm ready to rock, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, hey, you're up here. You got your big show tomorrow. Give a little plug for anybody watching in the Albuquerque area.
Yeah, so I'm popped up here in Albuquerque, setting up for tomorrow. I'll be selling barbecue from 12 till I sell out here at High and Dry Brewing in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if anybody's in the area and they want some brisket, I'm actually going to do some corned beef brisket tomorrow. It's going to be a special item on the menu. Ooh. So come check it out if you're around here. And that's all I got.
What and so I'm gonna make my little drinky poo here. Shout out Cleveland whiskey, Wheat Penny. We're not going to go heavy, but we're just going to do a nice and simple drink. Whiskey and ice, because I'm still drinking water from yesterday. So
I'm just powering through Red Bull tonight.
Yeah,
we're all-nighter.
Some people are really going to sit there and say that, Gary is the reason we drank a lot last night, but I blame Tina. I totally blame Tina. So without further ado, again, everybody's on here. They're not here to see us. They're here to see the man, the guy, one of the guys. Some people may know him as off Destination America's Pit Boss Wars, which was an absolutely legendary show that kind of put barbecue mainstream. He was also, he's also the 2016 world champion, but recently the 2021 Memphis and May world champions. He's a husband. He's a father. He's also a granddaddy, but he is also one of the first ones, if not the first one, to turn in a perfect brisket. Bill Wheeler. What's up, man?
You're very kind. The only reason I have this privilege is because of Byron Mixon allowing me to be a part of all this.
Well, we're thankful for him teaching you a couple things or two, all right?
Oh, yeah. I went to his class in 2010. Totally changed my life.
That's awesome.
Right. So, Doobie, and now you're getting to change a lot of people's lives by helping with the barbecue school at Myron Mixon. So you're just kind of keep paying it forward, as it seems like every week.
Yeah, we do a cook school once a month. And my job is to make sure that Myron has nothing to worry about except teach the class. I make sure it all comes together, and one of my employees just came in. A long day for them. But
what's up, employees?
I try to take everything, all the responsibility of the cook school and making the mechanics go away for him. So all he has to do is just teach. And I might say, too, that his cook schools are like not only a cook school, but a comedy show, too. And folks can attest to that. Tina's been to the cook school before. Tina can't be on here last night. And I enjoy organizing that for him.
You've probably got to meet some legendary people along the way outside of Myron. Just probably got to meet some also really interesting personalities that – they probably just came there to learn to do all the barbecue, had time of your life getting to meet them, their story. You've probably heard some cool background stories. What's that like? Are you a real social person? Is that kind of how you ended up getting so involved in the barbecue community, just the people itself?
Well, the reason I went to cook school in 2010 was to learn to cook a brisket, period. I'd never competed, didn't know anything about competition. And we were watching Barbecue Pitmasters in 2009, my wife Sue, and she saw Myron Mixon and that he had cook schools, and she gave that to me as a Christmas gift, probably one she regrets.
The gift that keeps on giving. You're welcome, Sue.
Probably regrets that. but I went to learn to cook a brisket, and that was it. And I learned to cook a brisket there. But that the next weekend, one of the gentlemen, Scott Smith, with Hewin, Stewin, and Bruin, called me the next week and wanted to know if I wanted to compete with him. And I said, I don't know anything about competing. He said, neither do I, but we've both been to the same class. So we started competing together that next weekend, and we started winning. And in December of 2010, we were coming back from Plant City, Florida. That's where I met Johnny Trigg and spent some quality time with him. But we ended up that we stopped at Myron's house coming back. And Myron, he said that his words were, when you get ready to leave his old ass, you can come and cook with me. And I laughed and got in the truck, and Scott said, well, that was a compliment that the winningest man in barbecue would want you on his team. I said, oh, he didn't mean that. He was just saying that. And he said, no, he was serious. So anyway, that went on down. We started helping with cook schools in 2011. Scott and I did. We were continuing to win. 2012, I had back surgery, and then I started cooking on Myron's team. So I've been around for a while.
Yeah, did it take you like 0.5 seconds to kick his old ass to the curb and go with Myron? Because I'm sure Doobie loves me, but I guarantee you he would leave my ass in the dust if Myron said, hey, you want to cook for me next weekend?
It was about a year and a half, 2 years before I finally decided to go ahead. And I mean, I was still helping at cook school in the meantime. And Myron texted me and said, you're going to cook with me this weekend. We were in Harley, Georgia. And I said, no, I'm cooking with Scott. And he said, well, would you at least build my turning boxes? So I helped prep the stuff with Scott, went and built the turning boxes, and started cooking with Myron from that time on.
That's awesome.
Man, you load and slowed him like a brisket. Good for you, Bill.
Absolutely. I've got my props.
Bill goes, I don't care who you are, man. I want to make you dance. I want to make you dance, Myron. Let's go.
Oh, man.
And I hope that it's been a blessing to be a part of Myron's team, and I hope that I've done things that have helped him along the way too.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about barbecue is you never stop learning, do you?
No. I mean, every now and then I'll have the privilege of being at the front table with him at cook school if Michael's not there, and it's always a joy, and I always learn something even after 10 plus years, 12 plus years.
I was going to say, after being around a guy like Myron, I'm sure you could learn something like every minute if you paid attention, He's been around long enough that, I mean, I'm sure just walking in the same room, watching him do like 5 minutes of prep, you probably learn something new. So I'm sure that's an awesome experience to have for sure. There's never a dull moment. Yeah.
We're not ones that really put people on the spot. What's the most embarrassing thing Myron's ever done? Go. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
A better question might be, what's the most embarrassing like barbecue mistake or fail or something you've done around Myron that he's called you out on?
That's a good one.
Well, sometime when we're in class and I'm standing there, I guess probably it really ticks him off when he's teaching the class and he grabs a bottle of rub and it's not open, still got the seal on it. So I try to make sure all that. Well, one day we use a 3-pound box of kosher salt to be able to, my phone stand, the cardboard box is letting my phone slip down. But I opened a 3-pound box of kosher salt and I took my knife and trimmed it. Well, he didn't see that I had done that. So he picks it up and it goes all over him, the box of kosher salt. He was not real happy. And I said, hey, you're the one that wants this stuff opened all the time. So,
oh, man. I'm sure you had some choice words, huh?
No, it wasn't too bad. He just said, that's pretty much right. So,
did he eat kosher?
But he never grabbed the kosher.
Oh, man.
Kosher. Yeah.
It only goes downhill from here, Bill. I'm sorry you got yourself into this mess. But yeah.
Oh, that's all right. No problem. It'll be a lot of fun next week too on Friday night.
Yeah, we haven't really we kind of keep it under, but I tell you what, we got the people that are on here. So since we're on the subject, Bill was very generous and very kind and lined up a pretty awesome show for next Friday. And that's going to be Mr. Myron Mixon himself. So anybody that's watching, definitely don't want to miss next Friday. But by all means, stick around for this one. And if anybody's watching, share this out to everybody. Like let's grow this thing here a little bit tonight. Let's reward Bill with a little bit of his time here with some people to come in from all over the place. But yeah, we thank everybody for coming on here, and thank you for helping us out with that next week too. It's I'm excited tonight, and I'm excited for next one as well. All those shows have been we've been blessed with great guests like yourself, Bill. So thank you. I know we have some sponsors for tonight, and you got a drink. So we're going to come back after we go over our sponsors here. We have 3 of them here tonight. They're on the ticker down below. But with that being said, I got some nice commercial-free music to play. All right. I think we did it. Okay. That song sounded cool at the first 5 seconds, but I immediately regretted that after about the 6th second. I'm sorry for everybody at there, but we do thank everybody. Branch Barbecue, Fricks and Family Farms, and we're fueled by Jerk Charcoal. I know, Bill, you've got some, and Myron's got some. You guys are going to give it a try. I think you guys are going to be super happy with it. I got a brisket here we're going to cut open here for you and have you look at, and it was done by Jerk, so I don't know. Maybe we should look at it first before we say who I cooked it with. Maybe we'll go that route. So, yeah, I'm sure it will be. The beef cheeks turned out all right, so it's got to have something. It's got to look something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, what is so you're known for your briskets. You know, you are the brisket guy. Now, I said in your intro that you were one of the first, or were you the first to get a perfect score on a brisket?
Well, I'll tell you the short version of what happened. It was in New Harley, Georgia, and I was cooking with Scott with QSB, and he came in and he said, "You could." I went. It was my responsibility to put the brisket on the pit, and he said, "You cook the brisket upside down." And I said, "No, Scott, I didn't cook the brisket. I mean, we cooked fat cap down." And I said, "I didn't cook it upside down." "Yes, you did." Well, we'd gotten good calls in all 3 categories. It was a KCBS competition. And he'd already told everybody there that I'd cooked the brisket upside down and that we probably didn't do any good at all. And they come, start counting down from 10th place, and we get to number 2 and we're not called. And when they get to number 1, they said, "Well, we've had something rather unusual. We've had a perfect brisket, all 9s from the judges, and it's never happened in Georgia before. And it's a 180, and it's queuing, stewing, and brewing." So we granted that event. So I'm sure that everybody from that point on started cooking their brisket upside down, which I really didn't, but it was rather humorous. I got a standing ovation for my brisket. That really made me feel good to do that in the brisket. And then 2016 in Palm Springs, California, was a great privilege to beat a lot of great folks in the brisket. I just love cooking brisket.
So how exactly did you cook that brisket, Bill?
I didn't like it.
Well, give me details, but be as specific as possible, please.
It's in my book, Smoking by Myron Mixon, which I just happen to have on the shelf behind me.
Oh, just one.
But we inject our briskets. We use Myron's hickory rub. He's got a new hot rub, and we use hickory salt. and we smoke our briskets. We put the big meats on at 300 degrees, pan them after 2 hours, and we separate the points. We let them rest and separate the points, make our burn ends, and I mean that's it. It's just, and we use good briskets. We use Snake River Farm briskets.
Shout out Snake River Farms. Doobie, you grew up in a barbecue restaurant world. You were cooking briskets at what, 10 years old? So now everybody's got a different method. He does fat cap down. I know you don't do the fat cap down, right, dude?
No, I'm a fat cap up guy myself.
Okay. Now, but so why do you guys think that there is such a difference of opinion in the fat cap up or down? Now, Bill, do you see a lot of success with people cooking the fat cap on a brisket up, or do you? I mean, you've been around a lot of events, so in your history with placing, is that why you go fat cap up, or down? Elaborate if you could.
Well, most of the time it depends on your pit and how your heat's, hitting the brisket. We use water cookers, H2O smokers built by Myron Mixon Smokers and designed by Myron. So we've got the heat coming up off of the steam from our water pan. So we always put the fat cap down to protect the meat. Now we do when we trim the brisket, and if you watch Myron's videos on YouTube, when we trim the brisket, we trim the fat off of the point, and we leave it on the flat so that it'll protect the flat. And so, we're about half and half as far as fat cap down, but that's our reasoning, is just to protect that flat from the heat.
Okay. Yeah. Doobie, so you switching tonight? You going to cook fat cap down with your 6 briskets on a whim?
I got to offset, man. I was still sick with my fat cap up. If I was using a vertical smoker or a pellet grill, I would probably do fat cap down. You have to on those kind of things for sure, but I like my offset fat cap up. I feel like it's kind of whatever way you learn, especially for me with briskets. I kind of feel like cooking a brisket is something, there's like lots of different ways to do it and cook a good one. And I feel like when you find a method that works for you, you don't want to just scratch it and start all over. You kind of, if you got a good thing going and it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make little tweaks here and there that can make it better or improve. But if you go and change your game plan and do a total 180, you might not be as impressed with the results as you think you might be. I feel like go with what you know.
Right. And I promise, guys, I'm not fiddling around. As we're talking about brisket, I felt it was a good time to kind of get mine prepared here to share with the class. No pun intended. I just realized that you do a lot of classes, Bill. So yeah. Okay, maybe I meant it a little bit. Me, Mr. One-liner. Oh, I'm nervous because this is like a different. I've always done like the basic. This is like the first brisket I've done that's like of decent quality meat. I found a local butcher that sells smaller ones at a pretty good price. So I'm going to
keep in mind, Tony once bought a select brisket and called me up and was like, "Dude, I found a select brisket at Walmart for this price." Man. I was like, "Dude, select is like the worst grade you could possibly get."
And you know what? I dominated that thing too, Doobie. Don't give me no crap either. Oh, I can't believe you just throw me under the bus like that, bro. Like, wow. Hey, Bill, you think you know a guy. You think you know a guy.
Hey, you just wanted to test your skills.
I tested if you can make a select brisket decent, you're doing okay.
Yeah. Sure. The next day, I didn't bring any home after cookout, so either there was nothing else to eat or everybody was.
Well, you're in Ohio, man. I feel like if you make a brisket that isn't cooked in a crock pot, you're winning.
Man. Bill, remember how you said how quiet he was? Where was this last night? Where was this?
My wife commented how quiet he was last night.
Yeah. Well, like I said, poor Doobie last night, man. He was in a crowd of a lot of talkers, man. And Doobie's like that silent assassin. He sits around and he waits for his moment. And then he pounces like a wounded gazelle, man. He waits for the gazelle to get winded. Then he goes. All right.
This Grill Life says Bill Wheeler is the nicest man in barbecue.
Yeah, let's read some comment. Let's get through some comments here.
Let's see. Barbecue John Z says he's got a 10-pound brisket in the fridge.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Grubs watching. We got Branch.
Didn't get much of a smoke ring on that, but it was kind of out at room temp, so it wasn't very cool, but we'll see here. We'll see. So let's give it the old bend test here, I guess. Now, Bill, when you're at a tournament, how thick do you cut your presentation pieces? Because I have never done one.
About, Myron says, the thickness of a number 2 pencil, if anybody remembers what those look like.
I remember what those look like.
That's a good size.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty thick there, Tony.
Does it look? Yeah, I got a little thick on this, but it's a thick guy that's still got some bend to it. So what do you think, Bill? Hang on, let's change this around. Hey, Doobie, can you? Oh, you can't. You're on the phone here. Hang on. Oh, now I got grease.
Hey, what do you need?
Right.
What do you need? You
Just meet me on the big. Let's make this up here so that way Bill can see what we're doing here. All right, Bill. Initial thoughts on this. This is a bad piece of. I should have cut off. Let me cut off a better piece. That's a
winner, bro. Cut a winner.
Yeah, let me cut a winner. I can't cut. No.
Cut something you try to turn in, man. Come on.
I don't know what I'm turning in. I don't know.
Oh man, it sounds like you need to do some YouTube videos.
I need to get down to Myron's class is what I need to do.
Go to myronmixon.com and book it. We're booking for December right now.
Golly, yeah.
That's crazy. All the way to December.
Well, it didn't look like in the last few days, so it may be January.
Are you guys going to do any of the comps that Johnny Trigg's going to be at this year?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Johnny. I don't know what he's doing this year. He hasn't been coming to Memphis in May, and I'm not sure. We'll be at Memphis in May. I think we're going to do Washington, D.C., and, of course, the Royal. But I'm not sure. I need to call Johnny and see how he's doing anyway.
All right, here we go. No.
Good. Pull it apart. Hold it up and pull it apart.
Oh, no. That's not good, is it?
It's not bad at all.
Okay. Well, it don't matter how it tastes. I need a minute, guys. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually really tasty. Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, and that's that flat, Doobie. That was the flat.
There you go, man. Yeah, he totally trimmed every bit of fat off that sucker there was.
You can go back to regular screen now.
He sent me a picture of it. Oh man, we should put that picture up on the screen.
Oh, why are we doing? What is this? What is this? Amateur night? I mean, we making fun of the amateurs? I thought this was a community of support and love. This is bullshit.
Oh man. Oh,
good
I feel
job.
like I have
Did
to
a
say
good
it.
job.
I have to do it now. Let's see.
So
you
how
gotta find it. Well,
best brisket you've ever done?
That's definitely. I don't know if it was the best, but I'd say the flavor is definitely. It's not the best looking one I've had, but I think it's probably the best tasting one I've had. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was a smaller brisket. It only took about 9 hours to do, so it wasn't too bad. There's a couple hot spots in there that sped it up a little bit. So no, Bill, no, thank you for that. And sorry everybody had to watch me smash a piece of brisket. Now everyone's probably like looking for brisket themselves. But what is brisket your favorite thing to cook, Bill?
It is. I mean, it's not the easiest, but it's the most fun. Of course, the last one we cooked was the 4 we did it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I mean, other than cook schools, we do them every month at cook school. So that's where I get my feel pretty much of cooking, and people don't understand why I don't cook every night at home. I'm just tired when I get in. I don't feel like cooking. DoorDash for me.
DoorDash. What are we DoorDashing these days, Bill? What's your go-to?
McAllister's Deli,
Ooh.
Reuben sandwich.
Oh man.
We've got a little burger place that's been here since the 60s, and just good old-fashioned burger and crispy taters.
Okay.
I do not order barbecue.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I feel like once you can cook good barbecue, it's hard to go to like a just whatever
Yeah.
barbecue place.
True.
It's tough. It's tough, but no. So
when I went to Louisiana, I tried like 4 different barbecue restaurants on my drive through there, and they were okay, you know. But I feel like sometimes you go there and you expect to be like, I feel like with every other food, when you don't cook it, it tastes better except for barbecue, you know.
Right.
Like you can go get a burger, and if you don't cook it, it could taste great, you know. But barbecue is one of the only things that it doesn't always taste better when somebody else cooks it.
Right. Yeah. If anything, barbecue and COVID kind of ruined the restaurant scene for me. I used to be a massive restaurant goer. I love trying new restaurants. Like anything that was new, different, I was all in on it. And then during COVID, I started learn how to make really, really good food, taking the extra time and attention, to come together and then making really good home cooked meals. Now I don't even like going out to restaurants anymore. I feel terrible after every time I eat out. It's tough. So, but no, barbecue can ruin it. It can ruin a lot of good things before barbecue, right?
True. I mean, it is. It's. I mean, like I said, once a month at Cook School, we do beef ribs, pork loin, rib tips, brisket, and whole hog and pork butts, so I can get my choice of any barbecue I want there. It's just hard to eat barbecue.
Yeah. So brisket your go-to. So I guess the tougher question for you is, what's your number 2 protein?
I like ribs.
Baby back or spare?
Spare ribs.
Okay. So do you do yours like St. Louis style? Doobie, by the way, he's fine. He had to attend to something there at his pop-up event real quick. He'll be right back.
Yes, I trim them St. Louis style, and sometimes I'll do the trig method. I had the privilege of competing with Johnny at the American Royal one year when Myron wasn't doing the Invitational. And I know how Johnny does his ribs. Of course, everybody else does too. But, every now and then I'll do them that way if I want to go the trouble. But most of the time I'll just put some rub on them, put them on the smoker, and then take them out, pan them, put them on a rack, put some apple juice in the bottom to steam them, full them, and just keep an eye on them and then sauce them. I mean, and you were talking about it last night about how long it took, and 3 to 4 hours.
Okay, you do your ribs in about 3 to 4.
Yeah, but I don't go by the time. I mean, when I'm watching them on the rack, I pick them up, twist them, and see how the ribs do, and I go by that. And then I temp them for the final. So I don't have everything I cook is by temp and not by time.
Right. On my ribs, I was taught by a guy, shout out Doug LSU, Doug Pagat. He taught me the keyboard method on the ribs. I didn't really get to talk about that last night, but I kind of eyeball all my ribs. I don't even really probe them. I do he always said that when you flip them up and it looks like a keyboard and you're starting to see them bones stick out the side, and he goes, and the bones are at the, starting to, you can see them on the bottom. He said that's when you wrap them and that. So I've always done that because I am the path of least resistance guy. I will fully admit path of least resistance. Doobie, welcome back, man. Glad to see you're all right. Everything good?
Everything good. One of my
everything's cool.
Help me out. Just showed up, so I had to get him situated. But yeah, everything's good, man.
So, Bill, it is a weekend kickoff party, where I'm having a little bit of a bourbon. Doobie's having a Red Bull. He's got a beer, but he's in his car, so he's trying to be responsible, and saving that for the after party on his own accord. So, Bill, I heard that you are a little bit of a tequila guy. What are we drinking tonight, sir?
It's a pineapple margarita.
Ooh.
6 ounces pineapple juice, 3 ounces of simple syrup, 2 ounces of tequila, Cabo tequila, which is one of our sponsors, as it says here on our shirt. And then 2 ounces of the key lime juice. I use Nelly and Joe's. That's the key lime juice of my preference. But
Dude.
And then you just shake it 40 or 50 times. Make sure you get it mixed well.
Wow, he even got hey, he's a barbecue guy. Hey, folks, this is how you win. He even knows how many shakes to make a margarita.
That's how you get that nice froth.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there is a tradition every Friday, and someone put it on here. You know, you might know a thing or two about this down in Tennessee, but, you know, welcome to Ohio.
I've never seen that before.
You're spoken like a true Tennessean right there.
You had us all fooled for a second.
He wasn't fooling me. I know the code. So cheers to Blue Chase Smoker. There you go. There's my shot, and that's the last one of those I'm taking tonight. That I can assure you. So we actually, this is a commercial show here. We have some commercials to go over our sponsors here. So we're going to take our last commercial break, Bill, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about barbecue. And I think you got some bling, bling, blam you're going to show off here. Some that might be seeing it for the first time ever. So everybody stick around, watch our commercials here from our sponsors here of tonight's show. And we'll be right back after these messages to talk about what we were just kind of hinting at here. So we'll be right back. You think I look ridiculous? You should see how ridiculously low the prices are at Frickson Family Farms. Go check them out at fricksonfamilyfarms.com, located up in Dakota, Minnesota, where it's small town feels with big town deals. Let's go.
I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
You know what the hottest thing in Cleveland is? No, it's not Deshaun Watson coming to the Browns, but it's Branch Barbecue. It is some amazing sauce out of Lakewood, Ohio. Nice small business. You got the Branch. You got the Branchero. You got the Cherry Peach Barbecue. Which one's going to be your favorite? Might not be either. It could be the Fieldhouse Mustard and also the Thai Chili Grain Mustard. So good. Thank you to Branch Barbecue for making this show possible. Check them out at www.branchsauce.com. All right, and we are back, and Doobie is like out of, I think he might have made a pit stop over at Roswell, Area 51 or something over there. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's going on over there, Doobie?
Dark anyway, man. It might as well just come out here. Everybody's
Show Bill your smoker, man. If you can get a light on
Let me see if I can flip it around here. Hold on.
it. Hey, you got this out of Tennessee. You ever heard of TMG? TMG pits, Bill?
No.
Okay, you're about to.
How do I get to my camera
Good.
settings here? This is a pain.
I'm still rocking the Oklahoma Joe's, man. I still got my training wheels on.
No.
It's not too shabby. Let's see. Let me go around the back. Got the jerk charcoal, you know.
There we go. Fueled by jerk.
This used to be shiny and new. Once upon a time. But yeah, got my little griddle
setup. I don't really think I've seen the setup yet. The full display there, man.
Yeah, let's see. It's just a walkthrough. You know, you got the pit, the hot box, got my griddle, my steam table, cutting board, my prep tables.
Very nice.
Got the flag. Gotta have the flag with you.
Gotta
Yeah,
fly
man,
them
that's the whole
colors.
setup. I know everybody's been wanting to see it.
And we saw it. Hey, Johnny Treg doesn't even know what's coming in April 28th in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, man.
Oh, I said it. Oh, now Bill's going to text him like, watch out for the Doobie dude. Like, whoop his ass.
Did you say Tex?
Yeah,
I'm going to be going to Lubbock end of April to do the competition over there that Johnny Trick's hosting in April 29th and 30th.
Cool. Johnny does not text.
Yep.
What doesn't he do? He doesn't text?
No.
All right.
No.
Well,
You've got
hey, that means you got to literally call them out, Doobie, when you're there. Be like, yo,
Hey, I'm just gonna go over there and try to introduce myself, man.
fat
That's
cap
the
up.
shot
That's
I
what you're
got.
going to go there. Like, fat cap up, gang. Yeah.
he is really a great guy.
He seems like it for sure. He's definitely somebody I've been watching since I was a kid, so I'm excited to even just be in the same competition. So
Right.
it'll be a fun weekend.
Actually,
Nombre out there with me too, so it's going to be even more fun.
Nombre, yeah. And I'll be joining Redbeard Seasoning down at Marietta, Ohio that same weekend, Bill, to do my first ever KCBS event. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, best wishes.
I need them. We just saw. I need all the wishes. I need them, and then prayers. A lot of prayers too. If you're whatever religion you're in, send me a couple thousand, and just keep going. Like whenever you think you got enough going out, just take another one. Yeah. But no, actually in Ohio, here's the funny thing, Bill. It's like such a small thing. There's like 7, 8 events the whole year, and there's never more than like 20 teams. Like 15 teams is like a big turnout. So I like my chances.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's real good. It's real good. Yeah, yeah. And then like the guy was like, "Well, there's all these teams coming up from Florida." I was like, "Listen, that just means they can't win in Florida, and they're coming up here because there's only going to be 13 teams. Why else would you travel all the way to Ohio on the same weekend where there's one in Florida?" So again, liking the chances, Bill. Liking the chances. So speaking of events, you have done a boatload. You've won some cool stuff. Before we get to the bling bling blam you're going to share here with us, if you're still up for that, what's some of the craziest things you've seen at barbecue comps? I'm talking funny, wild, weird.
Wow. That I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. I used to be gone 45 weekends a year from home.
Okay.
That's why I said my wife probably regretted the Christmas gift. But there was many years I was gone 45 weekends a year. That was between cook schools and competitions. Now I'm about 15 weekends, and most of that is cook schools. I mean, we cooked in Calhoun, Georgia several times, and there's a railroad track between you and Turn-In. We're part of the teams. And if there's a train on the track, it's not their problem. So you don't have a schedule for trains. So if you're on the other side of the track and it's turn-in time, you've got the 5-minute window on either side of it, and there's a train there, you're just out of luck. So to me, that was always weird and unfair, but I guess that's part of it. We just so happened we were on the other side. We were on the right side of the tracks for turn-in, so we didn't have to deal with it.
Hey, I'm rubbing off on him, Doobie. I'm rubbing off on him. So you'd have to get done early so you could get on the on the other side of the train tracks, right? You couldn't wait till the last minute. If you heard that train coming, you better book it.
Absolutely.
So did you ever see anybody mad dash and trip on the railroad tracks and spill their brisket?
No, I've seen people drop their brisket. I mean, well, turn-in box is not necessarily brisket, but I've seen people drop their box.
Is that did you have to feel terrible for someone in that situation?
Oh yeah. I mean, it no matter, that even though it's one off of your list, especially for you when you got 20, now you just got 19 to deal with, but you always feel bad for those folks that drop the boxes. And that's something that I'm almost afraid to say, but that's never happened to Jack's Old South. And I don't usually run the boxes. Somebody else does, but it's never happened yet. It would not be a good day to take that box back that you've dropped, and it's all.
Especially if it was the brisket. Oh man, the chicken thighs is one thing. Drop the shit out of the chicken thighs. If you're gonna drop something, drop the chicken.
Absolutely.
Are you good at the chicken thighs?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. We do more legs now than we do thighs. Sometimes we'll do cupcake chicken, perfected. But yeah, the chicken legs are usually what we do now.
Okay. Why chicken legs? I'm curious.
It's just, I mean, down here in competitions, that's what they seem to like is the chicken legs rather than the thighs.
Interesting. I know KCBS, it has to be thighs.
Not necessarily.
Is
No,
it?
you can turn in any piece of chicken.
Really? I was told thighs, so I was lied. I was. See, this is why I don't listen to amateurs. I listen to Bill Wheeler. That's. I was sitting there freaking out. I thought I was gonna have to learn how to trim a damn chicken thigh. Screw that. I'm doing drumsticks. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, for a fantastic evening, you go get 2 family packs of chicken thighs and you spread out foil on your kitchen table and you sit there and you trim 2 family packs of chicken thighs just for the heck of it and get the hang of it. But I tell you, for our 40th anniversary, I asked my wife what she wanted to do, and she wanted just me and her to compete. So
She wanted to go to Myron Mixon's cooking class.
She had already been to the cooking school. She can trim a brisket and do as good as anybody can on it, or any other as far as competition stuff. She can do well. So we ended up for our anniversary. She wanted to go to Disney and leave there and go and compete in Amelia Island. So that's what we did for our 40th anniversary.
That's awesome. I mean, what a journey, though, man. You get to do it with her. Now, she was on the show. I thought she was on the cast list. It's been a while since I've seen the show. Was she on that show with you?
No, she didn't want to be on there.
Okay, because I thought I saw maybe I must have done something. I saw something different there. Was there a husband and wife competing against each other on that show?
Not that I remember.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, limited research.
Some of the wives, helped the husbands on some of the teams, but we did pretty good as far as I'm thinking we were 5th overall. My goal was just not to be last. And but now we competed and we turned in chicken wings. We took the flap off, but left the chicken wing. So you can turn in anything, and I mean, we didn't do too bad in the chicken wings, and not many people do it. I mean, to me, the ideal thing, if you could perfect it being moist, would be white meat, a chicken breast. But they're so hard to keep from drying out. That's why you go with the legs or the thighs.
Yep. People give me shit for propane, but that's the only way I cook it. That's the only way I can cook a chicken breast because I know I can nail it on the button every time. So I go Hank Hill. I'll go Hank Hill because in Ohio, propane still is alive and well, boys. That's Midwest as hell. We fire up the propane and throw hot dogs on a stick and call it a barbecue. Let's go.
You cannot compete.
I heard that. Yeah. Just judgment out of him tonight, man. I don't know what's going on. I like it. I love the fire out of Doobie tonight. So, yeah, what were you saying, though, Bill, before we were rudely interrupted by Doobies?
No, you can't use your propane at the competition.
Yeah, but it's sad that you can use a damn pellet grill. So what the hell's the difference?
You can use a pellet grill. That was just part of the rules.
So, question: have you ever seen anybody place well on a pellet grill at a competition?
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone use a pellet grill, but now some of the folks that use like the FEC 100, the Fast Eddie, the commercial one.
Okay,
I've seen those folks score very well.
Now, Fast Eddie, I worked at a restaurant that used a massive Fast Eddie, believe it or not. They're out of Texas, right? Like is it out of Texas, Fast Eddie?
Can't remember. I used to have an FEC 100, and but now the competitors that did those, they do very well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just curious. Like, I mean, there's probably not too many people that try, but you're obviously a competition guru. I know. So you've been to a lot more than both of us. So, okay, that's a good question. Ask Bill about Wheeler Wednesday. Hey, Thanks, Grow Life, for hopping on, by the way. Thanks for promoting the show, too, by the way. Thank you. Newbies, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, man. My iPad's going to die. I got to plug it in.
Oh, no. So, yeah, Wheeler Wednesday. What's that about?
Okay. The guys on Twitter came up with this hashtag Wheeler Wednesday, which was a Mexican night, and a logo was designed with margarita, of course, chips, and salsa. And I can never this thing for us to eat Mexican on Wednesday. And lately, been a Reuben or some other sandwich besides Mexican. But I don't even really know who on Twitter came up with that. But hashtag Wheeler Wednesday is supposed to be a Mexican day, and the margaritas.
I like, speaking of Twitter, man, and you are known for the margaritas. I like that every day on Twitter you start out with National whatever the hell it is day, and there are some interesting ones. Let's take a look here, and anybody that wants to follow Bill on this journey, it's at WJ Wheeler 54 there, and today it's Weather Aware Day, National Preschool Teachers Appreciation Day, because God forbid someone actually took the time to come up with that. Sloppy Joe Day. Hey, Sloppy Joe. Hey, happy National Sloppy Joe Day, Bill. Lacey Oatmeal Cookie Day. Never had a Lacey oatmeal cookie. Awkward Moments Day, which ate on the show, so that's always good. That kind of lined up. And World Sleep Day. Yeah, so which is what you're going to want to do. I know we're keeping you up here a little bit past the bedtime here tonight. So, yeah, happy National Sleepy Day, Doobie. Happy National Sloppy Day, Joe. Sloppy Joe Day. It was that damn water in that jug from Tennessee, Bill. I tell you, that's what it was.
You know, that's on my bucket list is to make moonshine. It's something I'd like not to sell necessarily. I would just like to make some moonshine.
Bill, offered on the table. If you ever make it up to Ohio, give me a heads up, and we will make that dream come true. I can offer something, Doobie. I can offer something finally in the barbecue world. I can teach them how to make a bootleg booze. Look at me. Hey, but no, seriously, I got there might be some copper stuff laying around and parts unknown that we could probably assemble and make a day of it while we cook a brisket, man.
That would be good. Now, are you in Cleveland, Ohio?
I'm about hour and a half south of Cleveland, half hour south of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, right on I-77. If you go to Charlotte, straight shot north.
Okay. Well, I thought you were in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yes.
Every state has a Cleveland.
Where is Cleveland, Tennessee at?
We're about 20 miles northeast of Chattanooga. It takes me 6 hours to drive to Memphis.
Okay, so you're on the eastern side.
Yes.
How close are you to Oak Ridge?
Probably 80 miles.
I'll be there Wednesday.
Really?
Work trip. We can keep driving. Oh, man. All right, we'll talk about that later. But I just now kind of putting together here where I'm going to be at this week for the job. And after 5 o'clock, Tony gets to do whatever the hell he wants because I can't come home with my wife or kids, so I might as well have a good day of it. So that's good to know. Doobie, I know, dude, you've been thinking about these interviews here, especially with guys like Bill. I know you probably got a lot of barbecue questions here, man. What do you got for Bill?
I don't know, man. I know we had somebody ask what's your favorite way to build a box earlier for turn-ins.
That's a good one.
We'll
take some questions from the crowd.
We can use kale now. So the problem we've had at cook school, I have to build 5 boxes, or one of the guys. I've taught some of the other guys how to do it, but the other day when I went to the store, there's usually only 2 bunches of kale. So I bought some of the bagged kale that had been washed and shredded, and it worked very well to build boxes.
So the shredded kale.
Yes. I mean, I built 4 boxes out of one $3 bag of kale. And it was $2 and something a bunch for the regular kale. And I usually get 5 bunches of kale. But used to, when we had to build it out of parsley, for me to build 4 boxes, it took 2 hours and a half. And now I can do 5 boxes of kale probably in 45 minutes. But
you do 5 boxes, 45 minutes to assemble the kale and everything like that. Man, it's efficient. It's crazy. The kale is a big, like, is the kale really that big of a deal? Like the display in the box? I mean, is that part of the whole presentation score, just like how you have it assembled on kale?
Yeah, if you're
I'm asking stupid questions here because, again, this is all stuff that I am genuinely interested in knowing because I have no idea.
If you're going to do a KCBS competition, you need your box because you really need to put green in the box. I'll see if I've got some information to send you on that, but you want to cover the box, but you want it to look good, and you don't need it too thick either, because when you close the lid, even though they say they won't ding you for it, like you put chicken thighs on there, close the lid and you open it up and you've got your imprints of your 6 thighs in there. It just doesn't look good. And they take the box, open it up, show it to the judges. So the first thing they can do is to score you on appearance. You're scored on appearance, taste, and tenderness.
Well, you eat with your eyes too.
Right. But yeah, you need to get you some kale and just a clamshell, not one that's divided, just a regular clamshell, and practice.
Okay. No, yeah. Hey, thank you. People in Marietta don't even know it's coming next month. All 13 of those teams, they're going down.
What about as far as time management? I know that on a lot of turn-ins, they're all 30 minutes apart. So how do you manage your time so that you're not scrambling at the last minute to get everything turned in on time?
When my wife and I competed, I had a spreadsheet that said, this is the time you need to sauce the ribs, or this is the time you need to sauce the chicken, and you need to do all this. I had a spreadsheet of every minute that something needed to be done. When we're in competition with Myron, he's done so many competitions that, I mean, it's just, it's like clockwork. It's a natural. We don't have a spreadsheet, and that's something. It seems like if we're going to ever be close to running late on anything, it's brisket, which is the last category in a KCBS.
Oh man, you get that pushback there about 190 at like sometimes it could throw you off, right?
Well, with us cooking at 300, our cook is about 5 hours. So we start the pit at 3. We put the big meats on at 4 a.m. and then we got our 5. So at 9 o'clock, your briskets are done. So you've got plenty of time. Let it rest for 2 hours. Separate the point. Put them on the pit for an hour, hour and a half. And are you going to do burn ends, Tony, whenever you do your comp?
No clue. Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. I just know that the 4 categories as of right, and there's no like special category, like a brisket. I was told brisket, chicken thighs, ribs, and pork belly. I mean, not pork belly, pork butt.
Correct.
Awesome. Yeah.
You need to be, if you're going to turn in burn ends, they need to be good. I mean, you've got to get proficient at at burn ends or don't turn them in. A lot of the teams these days that I've talked to the judges, they don't turn burn ends anymore. It's just slices.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to do a damn brisket. I haven't even tackled the burn ends yet, if I can be brutally honest. The one time I actually trimmed a brisket, according to Doobie, I did it very much injustice. So I'm still I don't know about burn ends. Maybe next year. But no, okay. So that's the burn ends. So you can do that as well. Just be very good at it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got any bad product, you don't want to turn it in. We, Tracy Mixon and I.
You son of a. Leave it up there, Doobie. Oh, let Bill take it in. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Look at that marbling, folks. You know why I didn't take any fat cap? Leave any on there? Because of that marbling. There's so much marbling in there, you don't even need fat on top. I'm here to get stuff done. I got kids. Get it off.
Oh man! When I looked at that, I was like, "What is that? A flank steak?" I mean, what,
he literally goes, literally, what is that? I was like, well, shit, is my brisket.
Oh
It's
man!
a prerequisite for Scrapple. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you did all right. You did all right, Doobie. Yeah, see this? Look at the jiggle. Look at that jiggle. Get out of my face. Love you, Doobie.
Oh man, love you too, bro.
Yeah.
And your brisket skills.
Feeling it. Hey, you're just mad that I come up with decent briskets, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, man. I want to hear you admit it.
Hey, it was pretty good brisket.
Thank you for you're forgiven. So, Bill, you got some bling, man. With championships comes the treasure. What do we got here, man? I know everybody, we're gonna make him big on this one because we want to see it. What do we got here? What are we getting ready to look at?
Okay, this is the 2016, which it's not going to focus on very well. I had big plans to use my Mac, and it wouldn't let me do it.
Oh man, sorry about that.
This is the 2016.
There we go. There you go.
Excuse me, World Championship ring. This one's never been seen. I've never taken a picture, put on Twitter. But this is a 2021. I don't know if it's in focus for you or not.
Oh, look at them colors, red, white, and blue. Them colors don't run.
This is the trying to get the light.
Oh, Wheeler, right there it says it. Wheeler, Jax.
And it's got the logo on the other side. It says MIM for Memphis in May.
Dude.
But
That's
Myron
awesome.
got these for all the team members. Memphis in May didn't give them to him. He had to pay for them. And I'm very grateful. I wear the 2016 because I was there, and I was stubborn in 2021 about the mask thing that I didn't go. So I missed walking the stage on that one. But hopefully I'll be there this year for Memphis in May.
Hey, we're excited for that, man. That's going to be – how many teams show up for Memphis in May?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, you know, you've got teams that are competing in hog, ribs, and shoulder. And they've got all these ancillaries. Then you've got people that are just partying. I mean, they'll go to KFC and buy grilled chicken and turn it in because part of the rules used to be that you couldn't just come and spend $60,000 for a party booth. You had to turn something in. So they go to KFC and get grilled chicken and turn it in. They didn't care, what they stored.
What if it actually plays like you didn't get dead last and you turned it like you lost to KFC grilled chicken? Oh man, that'd be terrible.
I would say it's probably happened where it wasn't last. But I mean, I don't know how many teams are there. I mean, there's probably in whole hog is what we compete in. We usually cook 2 hogs. Probably 80 teams or better, maybe even more than 100.
Wow. That's a lot, dude. Dude, could you imagine? What is that? All right. Doobie's done.
Yeah.
He's cut off.
Oh man.
All right. So while Doobie keeps doing his his thing or having a good old time. So we're gonna. Hey, Bill, we're getting close here to the end. We're right at an hour. Do you have 5 minutes to take some questions from people in the crowd?
Sure.
All right. So we're not going to bring up any of the comments. I know we got some here. Okay. Bill, number one tip for cooking my second brisket by barbecue by John Z.
If the simplest thing, and Tony, you may want to do this too, but if you'll get on YouTube and just Google Myron Mixon brisket, he has everything, and he'll show you at Cook School on trimming a brisket. There's a few secrets that we show at Cook School that are not on there, but they're long videos, probably 50 minutes, 40 or 50 minutes. But it's got a lot of good tips on trimming the brisket. It's as important to trim the brisket as it is to prep it, as far as injecting and your rubs and all that. One thing that a lot of mistakes that I think people make on any rubs on any kind of meat is they put them on there and let them draw the moisture out before they and let them sit for a long time. When I do my briskets, I don't let them sit over an hour after I put the rub on them before I put them on the pits. I mean, you don't want to put seasoning, especially a salt product, on a brisket and let it sit for 6 or 8 hours before you put it on the pit, because it draws all the moisture out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you'll go to those videos, I mean, it's too long and drawn out, to get into that. But Myron will show you exactly what you need to know about doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Like with the steaks, they always say to anything with salt, throw on your steak at room temp, because you got to pull the juices out. It mixes with that salt, and then it pulls it back. That re-soaks that salt brine down into the actual fibers of the meat. So about same concept, right?
Yes. I mean, years ago when we competed, we would put our rub on the ribs at night, on Friday night, and put them back in the camber or cooler, and then put them on the pit at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. And I remember seeing all the juice in the pan, the moisture that had been drawn out of those ribs. And I mean, we scored well in ribs at that point, but if you'd think how much better we'd done if we hadn't pulled all the moisture out of it.
Myron's record would be unbreakable. Nope. No. Unbreakable. Ant's Backyard Barbecue. Sauce or no sauce on brisket in the competition?
Myron will sometimes sauce the brisket. Personally, I don't like it. I use the au jus, but I do not sauce my brisket when I do briskets.
All right. Good question there. Okay, Branch barbecue sauce. You might have tried some of this now, Bill. If not, hopefully you get to try it soon. If you could cook for one person in history, alive or dead, who would it be? And I want to add the why onto that.
By the way, I did get the box from Branch Sauces. I got the mustard and the sauce today. This afternoon, I went home right before I ate, so didn't have anything to put sauce on, but I was impressed with the packing, and I think it'll be some good product to try.
Wow. By the way, wrap the ribs in the dairy peach. The dairy peach on pork is phenomenal.
I'd say you're exactly right. I don't know who I'd want to cook for. I would tell you who I wanted to cook a whole hog for on here a couple of years ago, but probably wouldn't set well with some, so we'll just let that slide. Yeah.
All right, so Nombre, shut up. Doobies, KCBS partner, has a good one here. On brisket, how long is too long to rest on the meat?
We usually let ours rest about 2 hours before we even separate it to do our burn ends. And I mean, it turns out fine. So I I don't know if I guess it depends on if you're going to do burn ends or not. Now the way I do, I don't use a Cambro whenever I take the meats out. I use moving blankets. You go to Harbor Freight and buy a moving blanket, and even when I do my turkey cooks, we just foil them lightly so they don't sweat, and then we put them in moving blankets to keep them warm. It doesn't cost as much as a Cambro, and it's a whole lot more convenient to fold up, a moving blanket.
Doobie. There you go. Did you hear that one before?
I'm using that one for sure.
Yeah, I was like, you're sitting there talking about the Cambros, the struggle right now.
I don't want to have to space. Like, Cambros are bulky, man, and they're empty, and they take up a lot of space and whatever you're using for what they are. I mean, they're nice, but if I don't have to use one, I don't want to.
And we will never be able to work with Cambro after the last 2 minutes of conversation, and that's fine.
No, I mean, Cambros are good. We've got them at
I say, Bill, thank you.
But if, try the moving blankets. I mean, there's $6 or $8 at Harbor Freight, and just make sure you just cover them up so that they don't lose any heat, and you'll be surprised how long that stuff will stay hot. You'll still have to wear, we use cotton gloves with nitriles over them. That's how we handle the hot product. We've tried the Teflon gloves and all that stuff, and if you'll just buy some, this is not a commercial for Harbor Freight, but if you'll get the white gloves with the yellow band, you don't want any other color band on the wrist, and get nitrile gloves, double extra large, and just put them on there. It's an inexpensive way to handle the hot product, and unless you get the juice in the glove, then you're good to go.
And we're going to clip that and send it over to Harbor Freight. Thanks, Bill, for the endorsement. We're going to get that deal done by the end of next week. Next time, we'll be able to maybe send a branch, jerk, and some new gloves from Harbor Freight. So thank you for that.
And moving blankets.
And moving blankets. Yeah, Christ, where would we be without the moving blankets? Yeah, that's good stuff right there. The things we learn, though. Seriously, that's why we have people like you on, Bill, because you have these tricks and hacks that are next level, and I can speak for all the barbecue community on this part of it. It's amazing how people like you don't keep your information to yourself because you worked hard to accumulate it. As hard as you've worked hard to accumulate the knowledge, you're also working as hard to pass that knowledge along on to the next part. So, that's absolutely amazing, Bill. And I know personally, I'm thankful for you coming on here tonight and pretty much being an open book with us. We have 2 last questions here, and then from the crowd. And have you ever tried live fire cooking? Barbecue by Johnsy would like to know.
No.
Okay. We'll do that next week. We'll do a brisket, no pressure. We're going to do a whole brisket. And then Ant's Backyard Barbecue. How long do you let the injection sit in the brisket before you put it on the pit? Great question.
Overnight. We'll inject sometime Friday afternoon, and put it back in either a cold Cambro, which you can put ice in a Cambro, of course. Can't do that on a moving blanket, or in the fridge, and let it set overnight and put them on the pit at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you're probably looking at, 8 hours or so anyway.
Okay. Good to know.
Nice.
Doobie, any last question from you for Bill before we let him go?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. We talked about time management. We talked about boxes. I mean, what's your, we know briskets are up there on your competition list, but outside of brisket, what's your favorite thing to cook?
You were gone. I did ask him this exact same question. I know, man. The one question is the one question I asked when you weren't. You missed one question, and that was the one. Bill, go ahead and tell Doobie since he didn't get to hear it the first time. Let's see if your answers are consistent. How about that?
Ribs would be my second choice. I do like to eat them, and I would do St. Louis style ribs. The third thing would be pork butts, and the absolute last would be chicken.
There we go. Yeah, no one likes
That's about how it ranks for me, for sure.
everything can go wrong with chicken. Like you can like they're white, like any dirty smoke ruins it. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
But you need to practice too, Tony, with some legs for your competition.
I would feel more comfortable. Now, do you trim the legs?
Not much. Usually use a meat tenderizer on them just to and brine them. I mean, you can do simple brine with just water and salt and sugar for about an hour before you put the rub on. But I mean, that's about it.
Has anyone turned in chicken lollipops by chance? Like the not the ones you pull off, but like where you make it look real pretty, you know, where you wrap the bone in aluminum foil and you get the bone all nice and shiny and you got it all nice and glazed and it looks like a lollipop.
Danielle BBQ is the number one lollipop chicken person that I know. They're very good too. They taste good, but it's a lot of trouble to do that. We do not do lollipops.
Note to self: don't do lollipops. Just cook the damn drumstick, Tony. Stop trying to French it up, dirt.
I mean, if you don't have anything else to do with your time, you really want to be constructive and impress the judges, then that's definitely something that you can do. But it's not for me.
Well, yeah, you talked me out of it already, so thank you for that. Bill, seriously, we are very thankful for you for coming on here tonight with us. You might be who knows? Hopefully, you cop in and making a guest appearance at least next Friday when you're going to be over with Myron Mixon, who's going to be joining us next Friday night at 9:00. Don't thank us, thank him. So just. But Bill, seriously, thank you so much for just sharing so much of your information and knowledge with all of us. Thank you for answering all of our questions. And just thanks for coming and hanging out with us, man. We greatly appreciate your company. And we hope you had a good enough time to where you want to come back again anytime. It is an open invite. Just let us know. And you're always welcome here on the Dude Network. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's been fun. Maybe a part of it.
Hey, we are the best. We got we know what we are the best because of you, not because of us. But Johnsy, thank you, Mr. Bill Wheeler. Branch, way to go, Bill. Thank you for all your advice. Nombre, not tonight. We're still recovering from last night. Dude, Bill Wheeler hit us with so much knowledge tonight. Appreciate you. Masshole, he's not hungover because he's a masshole. They don't get hungover. He's still partying from St. Patty's Day. His day just kept going. But Bill, seriously, thank you. You are the absolute best. Anything you'd like to add before we hop off here?
No, just thank you for letting me be a part. I told my wife that when I die, I want it to say on my grave marker, I'm just here to be a blessing.
I thought I was going to say I was on the Dude Network, but that works too. You know? So, dudes and dudettes, thank you. And everybody that's tuned in here tonight, we are the absolute best. No live party tonight. We had that last night. But no, everybody, thank you so much. Maybe Instagram, I don't know. We'll see. But Bill Wheeler, the one, the only, he's rocking the new bling. Bill Wheeler. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And